Hello and welcome to day 15 of my craft room clear out series. I'm Sarah Jane from Cards and a Cuppa, and today we're going to be using this hostess set called A Slice of Life, one last time before I say goodbye. So I'm actually going to do 4 for 1 today, so I'm going to use all of the images that are in the set because, well, I couldn't choose a favourite. So I'm going to do the same layout for all the cards, just change up the images and the sentiments. Because there's no sentiments in here though, I am using one of these well said stamps and one of these something fancy dies to go with it. These are some of the newer things that I have, so they're not in the series just yet, but I'll get round to them much later on. So let's get started. I'm going to colour these in with my blends today, so I'm going to stamp them on plain Whisper White card, and I'm going to use Memento ink to stamp them. And I'm going to use this die in the centre. I'm just going to roughly use it to place where I want the images to be. So let's start with the coffee cups. Just to make sure that I don't stamp them too close together. It doesn't matter too much if they're straight or not, because I'm going to die cut them out anyway, so this is the only tricky one. I might get my Stamp-A-Majig out for the candles. 8, ink it up, lock it in, stamp, then position and repeat. Perfect. Pink for the blossom, baby blue, baby grow, Highland heather for the cake. I'll do pink and blue. I'll do a bit of all of them for the cake, and I think I'll do the same for the coffee cups. I'll keep them all toning. And so that's the colouring in done, and I'm going to die cut those out using that framelits die. And this is all the stamped images cut out now. And that's everything cut out. So I am going to use clear Wink of Stella on these just to add a little sparkle, because I'm going to keep the rest of the card fairly clean and simple. So I'm just going to make the card bases now. Pop them to one side for the Wink of Stella to dry. And I've got Blushing Bride and Barley Blue, I think it is. Pastel blue colour anyway. I think I'm going to make side opening cards today. So cut at 14.8 and then score at 10.5 centimetres. And then because I'm making 4, I think what I might make is I'm going to use this mask to do the background. This is Hearts and Stars Decorative Masks. So let's add the mask. So I'm going to add the mask onto the card base, and I am going to, because it starts a little from the bottom, I'm going to tape that in place here. And another piece of tape on this bit to hold the card underneath. And then ink up this brush and colour it in. So that's the stenciled cards, and so now for the sentiment, I'm going to use this Well Said stamp set. I'm not going to worry too much about where I position it when I stamp it, because I'm going to cut it out into sort of rectangles once it's done. I'm going to just use the offcuts of the white card that I did the stamped images on. Thanks, friend. And a simple hello. And because I'm going to cut them out, I'm just going to stamp them all together on one block, except that one, as I've got no space. So I'm just going to stamp those in Memento. And then I'm going to use long scissors so that I get a straight line rather than snips. So I'm going to make these simple flat cards for posting. So I'm just adding the image with Tombow. And the sentiment the same. And so that's 4 makes today using the Hostess set, A Slice of Life. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll keep up to date with what I make every week using the stamp sets I've got. So thanks ever so much for watching today, and I'll be back on Monday with another stamp set to use. Bye.